Righty ho, good afternoon everybody. It's a Tuesday, it's the 21st of April. How I know that is because it's my birthday. I'm 34 today and it's the unofficial birthday of OXS, which turns 12 today. Pretty much really don't have much for you lined up in this video other than that this whole quarantine experience has been interesting to say the least. I've really enjoyed it personally. We've been in a more fortunate position I'm aware of than most people with our jobs and just the ability for me myself to be able to work from home. Been doing a lot of running. A lot of you probably know, certainly if you follow me on Instagram, and obviously touched on it in the last few vlogs. Today's the last running day of 4 weeks. The original set date was 5k a day for a month. And this is the 4 week mark, which I'm actually going to crack. I've got to do 5.1 Ks today to crack 200 Ks running in the last 4 weeks. So wasn't a number that existed 4 weeks ago, but it's a number that I'm pretty proud of myself to reach and set an unofficial goal of, because that certainly wasn't a goal 4 weeks ago. It wasn't a thing. It's just sort of come about. Anyway, what I'm doing right now is I'm just finishing off this custom board that was ordered before lockdown. You know, it's basically just sat here in an almost finished state because I haven't been able to send it. It's pretty much finished now, so I'm just giving a little like a wax on the bottom to make it shiny. This is going out to a young fella, forgot his name, but just a really nice custom carbon board. Still got to put a pad on it yet, but same on top. Super strong, super light. Just a nice skimmer. The other thing I'm going to touch on in this video is my Spearguns, which I've got one hanging. There's one hanging here which is basically finished. All of that needs to happen. It's had its little clear coat this morning. That's going to get a fit out. I'm not going to show it to you in this video because it's not fully complete, but I'll be doing probably a video update on the main channel. Really nice unit, but so pretty much just going to finish this up now for the young fella. A little bit of it clean down the rig. As mentioned, this still needs a tail pad on it, which I'll probably do later today. Really nice board. These are what I've been working on over the course of lockdown. Now, as I've been talking about for probably a little while, I don't really know what the focus has been. I want to bring like a bit of colour and a bit of excitement, in my belief, to wooden spear guns. What I've basically been doing and working on here is, as you can see, there's lots of colours involved. I've been running composite sides on guns now for a little while, since the first couple that I made. I believe it's a great addition to the gun. Huge amount of durability, huge amount of ability to customise how they look, feel, and basically just the overall performance of the gun. You can attain a lot of strength. You can add a lot of strength to the stock by adding composite sides, which also means you can decrease the size of the stock, which helps with obviously how it moves through the water. and basically its overall feel. Now these are stocks I've been working on. As you can see, there's a few here, there's a few different colours. I've just gone for like this pattern because it's kind of easy to do. I think it looks good. None of these here are machined, they're just a square flat piece of wood with the composite sides on. They've been sealed up with epoxy. So to start work on these and the actual milling, I basically just sand these all up nice. Obviously sand the sides down so they're nice and flat. You know, hit these with quite an aggressive sand top and bottom and get to work milling them. The sealing them just helps the wood, you know, not take up any moisture or anything while they're sitting here ready to be milled. But these are kind of a look at the new guns. This is quite a basic resin art finish. It's just like a dripped finish. I can do much more blending within the glass. We can do carbon ones. Jamie down Hawke's Bay has taken the carbon one. When was that? Late last year, which I think actually looks better than I originally thought they were going to look. So yeah, that's just a little look at what I'm going to be working on a while for the next, well, potentially quite a while. I've got triggers here from Duncan, so they're really what I'm trying to focus on is making a New Zealand made wooden gun as we can possibly get. The only exception to that are kind of like handles and shafts, but it's a New Zealand wood. It's a New Zealand product, we've got a New Zealand mech, so overall I'm pretty happy with the whole New Zealand vibe of these here guns, which of course yeah, for most of you out there, they're probably out of the price range. Like most wooden guns are out of the price range for most people. They're not cheap. These are running you right now like 750 bucks. I still want to stick with the simplicity of a nice, for the most part, nice, you know, highly powered twin rubber setup. I'm not overly interested in running shorter stocked roller setups, which seems to be the in thing right now. Everyone's raving about running a short roller, but I like the simplicity of just a normal powered gun. There's no nonsense with just two rubbers or of course a single rubber. I prefer twin rubbers and a nice, you know, good shaft and a well chosen shafted setup, because these all run a hell of a lot of power for what they are and feel good in the hands. So that's what I'm going to be working on. That's really all the video's about today. It was just a quick simple update for you guys. Can of course oh no, one thing I have just remembered, bulk rubber. So one thing I'm looking at doing is potentially importing a heap of bulk rubber, because even bulk rubber, even from the suppliers here in New Zealand, is not cheap. I obviously go through a bit with guns and my own rubbers and friends' rubbers, and what I'm looking at doing is bringing in bulk rubber and kind of a few colours and making bands, you know, like making bands available. There's not really, other than the shops and the outfits, there's nothing available here that are like these full Dyneema tied, you know, we've got no plastic in them, they're all Dyneema tied and corded bands. What I'm looking at doing is obviously make them available for sale to anyone, you know, in your colour, where, you know, you can customise things like the Dyneema, and you can hopefully be able to customise the colour of the rubber. Now that's one thing that is quite a bit of money involved to actually get all the rubber here, but it's something I'm looking at in the future and would probably be a good way for a lot of you guys out there, you know, to support what I do, is like buy things like bands through me and things like that. So yeah, it's just a good bit of an update. These bands here, there's another one sitting back over there, is going on this gun here, and that's kind of it. Bit of a ramble, not too much excitement today. It is of course raining out there. It's been raining here for a day or two, so yeah, cheers for watching. We'll hopefully see a few of you outside, hopefully in a couple of weeks. I'm Sam Price, I'll see you at the beach.